In The Night Agent Season 3, Peter Sutherland is likely to step into a far more complex and morally challenging role than ever before. After proving his loyalty, intelligence, and resilience in previous seasons, Peter may no longer be treated as just a reactive agent answering late-night calls. Instead, Season 3 could position him as a proactive field operative, or even a key strategist within Night Action. This shift would force Peter to make decisions with national and global consequences, testing his instincts and values. The emotional toll of constant secrecy, betrayal, and violence may also begin to surface more deeply, showing a darker, more conflicted side of his character. Rather than simply uncovering conspiracies, Peter might be required to manipulate allies, deceive the public, or sacrifice personal relationships for the greater good. This evolution would make his journey more psychologically intense, aligning the series closer to a true political thriller. Season 3 could explore whether Peter can maintain his moral compass in a system built on lies, secrecy, and power, or whether he slowly becomes the very thing he once feared. Instead of focusing solely on corruption within the US government, the story could involve foreign intelligence agencies, multinational corporations, or secret alliances operating across borders. This would naturally push the series into international territory, with missions set in foreign capitals, covert meetings abroad, and high-risk diplomatic operations. Such a storyline would reflect real-world geopolitical tensions, making the show feel timely and grounded. Peter and his allies might uncover evidence of coordinated attacks, election interference, or economic sabotage, designed to destabilize multiple governments at once. This broader threat would also complicate loyalties, as not all enemies are clearly defined, and not all allies can be trusted. Season 3 could emphasize that the most dangerous conspiracies are not driven by ideology, but by power and profit. By expanding the narrative globally, The Night Agent can deliver more suspense, higher tension, and a more immersive political thriller experience. Rose Larkin is likely to play a much more active and strategic role in The Night Agent Season 3. No longer just a civilian, caught in a dangerous web. Rose may become a critical asset, due to her intelligence, technical skills, and first-hand experience with conspiracy and survival. Season 3 could show her stepping into a semi-official role, assisting with analysis, cyber investigations, or intelligence coordination. Her growth would also come with emotional challenges, as being closer to Night Action places her in constant danger. The show may explore Rose's internal conflict between wanting a normal life and feeling compelled to fight powerful forces that threaten innocent people. Her relationship with Peter could also evolve, becoming more strained as secrecy and risk increase. Instead of being protected, Rose may actively choose danger, redefining her character from survivor to fighter. This progression would add emotional depth to the season and strengthen the partnership dynamic, making Rose an essential pillar of the story rather than a supporting figure. One of the strongest predictions for Season 3 is an increased focus on betrayal from within. The Night Agent thrives on paranoia and uncertainty, and Season 3 could push this further by revealing moles or compromised agents inside Night Action, or the highest levels of government. Peter may be forced to question everyone around him, including superiors he once trusted. This environment of suspicion would heighten tension and force characters to rely more on instinct than authority. The season could revolve around identifying who is leaking classified information and why, with motives tied to money, ideology, or blackmail. Such a storyline reinforces the show's core theme. The enemy is often closer than expected. Betrayals could result in devastating consequences, including failed missions, civilian casualties, or damaged international relations. Emotionally, this would isolate Peter even further, reinforcing the idea that loyalty in this world is fragile and conditional. Season 3 could ultimately show that trust is both the most powerful weapon and the greatest vulnerability. Season 3 may adopt a noticeably darker and more psychological tone compared to earlier seasons. Rather than relying solely on action and plot twists, the show could dive deeper into the mental and emotional consequences of Peter's constant exposure to violence, deception, and moral compromise may begin to affect his judgment, sleep, and relationships. The series could explore themes like PTSD, paranoia, and emotional burnout, grounding the thriller elements in realistic human cost. This tonal shift would make the show more mature and character-driven, appealing to audiences who enjoy slow-building tension alongside high-stakes drama. Conversations, silence, and subtle choices might become just as important as chase scenes and shootouts. By focusing on internal struggles as much as external threats, Season 3 could elevate The Night Agent into a more layered and impactful series. Season 3 will likely introduce new antagonists who are more complex than simple villains. Instead of clear-cut enemies, the show could present characters whose motivations are morally gray, forcing viewers to question who is truly right or wrong. These antagonists may believe they are preventing a greater disaster, even if their methods are extreme. By giving villains understandable motivations, the series can create more compelling conflicts and ethical dilemmas. Peter may find himself sympathizing with certain enemies, which would further blur moral boundaries. This complexity enhances tension and makes confrontations more emotionally charged. Season 3 could emphasize that power, when unchecked, corrupts everyone regardless of intention. Unlike earlier seasons that focused heavily on covert operations, Season 3 may show the public fallout of secret actions. Leaks, scandals, and exposed conspiracies could impact elections, public trust, and international relations. The series might explore how governments manage damage control and misinformation while hiding deeper truths. This shift would make the stakes feel more realistic and fiery. Peter could be forced to watch as truth is buried for political stability, challenging his belief in justice. Season 3 may highlight that even when threats are neutralized, the consequences never fully disappear. Season 3 could explore the broader structure of night action itself. Viewers might learn that the program is larger and more fragmented than previously shown, with different factions holding conflicting agendas. This internal complexity could create power struggles and competing missions, putting Peter in dangerous political crossfire. Understanding how night action truly operates would deepen the mythology of the series and raise questions about oversight and accountability. As the stakes increase, personal relationships will likely suffer. Season 3 may show Peter and Rose facing emotional distance due to secrecy, fear, and constant danger. The series could emphasize that love in the intelligence world often comes with sacrifice. Characters may be forced to choose between protecting loved ones and protecting the nation. These emotional choices would ground the thriller in human reality and raise the emotional impact of the season. Finally, Season 3 may act as a bridge toward a larger endgame, planting seeds for future seasons. Major questions about loyalty, power, and truth could remain unresolved, hinting at even bigger threats ahead. Rather than providing full closure, the season may end with a revelation that reshapes everything viewers thought they understood. This would keep audiences invested and position The Night Agent as a long-form political thriller with a carefully planned future.